Hey guys, James saying, so this video is, I wasn't going to make this video, but I didn't find a lot of good video about using the Cookie roller mount on the Cookie G35 helmet. So, I guess I'll look at two things. One, I have this the utility skid plate. I got this utility skid plate on here, and I've mounted the GoPro the Low Pro Mofo Base 2. This is for my Hero Max, so this just slides in here, and then when I jump I'll see how this works. And I have the ability, because I have the cutaway handle, so if something got tangled up in here I could cut this away by pulling this handle out, and then this allows this plate to be released. So to get it off, there's no tension on it right now, I just push up from the inside of the helmet and that gets this off. So this is it is camera specific. So this is for the GoPro 9 and 10 and the 11. I believe it's for the 11. I have a GoPro 9 and a GoPro 10. So I'm using my 10 right now to record with. So I'm going to put the 9 on here. So what all comes with, I've already taken it out, but this is what came with, not the phone, but this is what came with the GoPro roller mount system. So this is something for the various sizes, the G4 helmet, which I don't have, some stickers and whatnot, and some Allen wrenches. So all you need is the Allen wrenches, and this is the device. It came put together like this. So what you have to do is this bottom part, this would connect to a helmet like a G4. I don't need this part because this roller mount is going to connect to this that came with the utility skid plate on the G35. So what I have to do is get this bottom part off, and the way I do that is I'm going to release these two screws right here. So do note they only go in one way, so they go on this side with the markings on this piece, as well as the thing that you can line it up with. Because the screws, that's the back end of the screws, they won't fit in that way. Let me show you what I'm talking about. So, hopefully this camera's getting in here. So I'm going to take these screws out here, release these. I might speed this part up. So these two screws are coming out, and then I'm going to take this piece off and this other side piece off. So I'm going to keep everything. This is the orientation here. So I'm leaving this on this side, and I'm leaving this on this side, and the screws go back in this way. This is the piece I'm going to get rid of. Okay, by the way, so that has an arrow on it, but I'm not using that piece. That would face forward. And now here's the piece that came from the skid plate. So I'm going to add this, and this also, let me put a little extra light on it. This also has an arrow. See that arrow there? That's the way the camera should face. That's the way the camera should face. So the way we get this on here is that this plate here, there is also a screw inside here that has to come out. So there is a screw down in here that has to come out, and it's the larger of the Allen wrench. And again, I'm going to keep this all in the same orientation, but if you ever forget, the side with the marking on it has to line up. This is how you can tell which angle you're going to set your GoPro. Let me turn this light off. The larger Allen wrench. We'll get this taken out here. Oops, fell out. Okay, so now this will allow my GoPro to mount, have these two holes, these two, turn that back on so I can see, there's these two holes here for the feet on the GoPro to go into. So that has the camera pointing this way. So I'm going to make my camera go in the orientation. Well, so the main thing that you have to look out here for is that you want to be able to access the door. So note that on, let me get this other camera here. Note on this end here, there is a cutout compared to this end here. There is no cutout right here. There is no cutout here, as opposed, I'm going to flip it over, there's a cutout here. This is where the battery door goes. So, here's my battery door. It needs to, the feet go into these two holes here, the feet go into these two holes, and this sits here so that I can still, oops, there I am putting it in backwards. I have to put it in this way so that I can still access my battery door. So this isn't, let me go ahead and put the screw in place. This screw is going to go back down in here. A little hard to see. This is what's locking, the GoPro, in this case the Hero 9, to this plate. So it's, you know, I can see it being, if I wanted to use this GoPro 9 for something else, it's going to be a pain in the ass to get this on and off. So now that this is on, I can still, because this is going to be ended up being mounted on here, I can still access my battery here by pulling down on that, popping the door open. Then I could, you know, pop my card out, take my batteries out. And let's show it on the GoPro over here. So you want this cutout side to be where the battery door is, so I can still pull this down, open this up while it's mounted on the helmet, take the card out, take the battery out. So now, this is the mounting bracket from the skid plate. This is going to sit on top of here. And then these are going to go back in place on each side. This piece here, this piece with the markings goes with that marking. And this piece without any markings goes on this side without any markings. So that slides up. And this is kind of like, oh, I wish I had a third hand. So we'll put that on there. We'll put that on that side there. And I need to hold all this while these screws go back in here. They can only go on one side. They won't fit in this side over here. They have to go in this side. So that slides through there. Maybe get it started a little bit. That way I can kind of release my grip on the other side. And then this slides in here. Oops, still holding that. And get this started. Let me speed this part up. Now I'm going to have to experiment with, you know, what's the angle? I don't know yet. I'm going to have to experiment with the angle, but let me just tighten this up just a little bit more. I do want to point out my camera's facing the way this had an arrow pointing, because what has to happen is that this hole, you see there's a hole there? Can you see there's a hole right there? That has to line up on the helmet. So there's a hole right there. This is the visual hole so that you can look down in there and see if it's black or red to tell if your cutaway handle is in place or not. This hole and these holes have to match up. You know, you wouldn't want to end up, I guess you might want a backwards facing camera for something, but I imagine most people want this forward facing camera, so I have got to get this strap pulled back further. So this is the strap here. I'm going to pull that. I don't want to pull it all the way out, and see, now it's kind of hard to set the helmet. So I'm just going to hold it in my legs. Now, by the way, as we look down in that hole, it's black down in there. So this camera now is going to pop in here. Okay, now it's not locked in place as we look down here. Now it's red. This is so hard to see. I showed in my other video and you can see it better. This is kind of a blue light. But it turns red when you pull the, like it can be cut away. So I'm going to push this cutaway handle because I don't want this to pull off. Because I could just, if this was under pressure, I could just push, I'm pushing this off. I'm pushing up through here to push this off. So I'm going to pop this back on, slide the cutaway handle, or you could put the locking handle, but I mean that kind of defeats the purpose. And now, this is like hard, it was easier to see in bright daylight yesterday, but now that's black. Let me pull it back real quick. It is so hard to tell if that's black or red. So that's actually you know, that's something I wish they would fix. So as I sit here, of course I don't have the best eyesight in the world. Got reading glasses on. I can't see the black or red. But I know that I have this in the right track because I saw it coming up through here before I put this plate in. And so now that's how the roller mount goes on there, and then you would have to do, you'd have to loosen, you know, these screws up here and then adjust the camera angle to what works for your particular style of flying. So that is how you put the roller mount on the Cookie G35, and it should just get tangled up. I can pull my cutaway handle. Of course, I guess you can lose it like you can lose your cutaway handles. Now this is free. When it's under tension, this will fly away and hopefully prevent me from having some entanglement. All right. Yeah, okay, so I can see more when I get more sunlight this way. Now that's red there. So let's put this back in here. And this is, like I said, this is not the easiest track to find. I actually kind of find it with my finger and then get that. So I know it's in the right track, see, because it's coming out right there. So I'm going to pull that back to just beyond that. I'm going to pop this camera plate back on, slide this up in, and then let's look this way. Okay, now I can see that that is black. Whew. All right, guys, so that's how the Cookie roller plate mounts works with the Cookie G35. I haven't jumped it yet. I'm going to jump this weekend either with this camera or this camera, depending if I'm doing inside or outside video. Of course, now I only have one video if I'm doing outside video. Got to see about getting maybe a chin mount. Got to see how that works. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up. It would help my channel. And if you found the information helpful or useful, consider subscribing to the channel. And if you do, remember to turn on notifications so that you don't miss when the next video comes out. All right, guys. Thanks so much. We'll see you in the next video.